11.2, talking about the government as provider. So our objectives for this section are to name 5 aspects of the government's role in society, name 3 items that the national government provides and 3 items that the local governments provide, and explain how the government can stimulate or restrict economic activities. So the government's role, the role of government in business is not limited to just lawmaking. Government also plays a big role in society. It provides key services to the public. It also gives incentives to businesses and people. Other services include providing jobs and distributing income. These activities occur at every level of the government, so federal, state, and local. Government is the largest provider of services in the country. Businesses offer goods and services to people to make a profit. However, government provides services to the to the public as a whole for the good of society. So highways, bridges, water treatment plants, and national defense are examples of public goods and services. So public goods and services are items provided by the government and paid for using tax money. They're different from private goods and services. Private goods and services are items that consumers purchase directly from businesses, such as computers, clothing, food, and housekeeping services. Other services promote social welfare. So government provides parks, libraries, museums, and swimming pools. These facilities improve people's quality of life. The cost of providing all of these services is high, so governments pay for them with revenues they receive. Revenue is the income that governments get from all of the sources. That includes taxes and fees that consumers sometimes must pay to use certain public goods and services, like a library card fee. Revenue is also money that comes into a business from the sale of goods and services. In some cases, a business may provide a public good or service. Privatization occurs when a business offers a public good or service. The government body that pays for it oversees the business. For example, most cafes in government buildings are run by private businesses, not the government. People's well-being is another concern of government. So to improve their quality of life, the federal government provides transfer payments. A transfer payment is a government expense that is provided to help people. These payments ensure that people have money when they need it. So unemployment, Social Security, and veterans benefits are forms of transfer payments. The government is the largest employer in the United States. More than 3 million people work for the federal government. State and local government also employs millions of people. Mayors, firefighters, public school teachers, and the United States President are public workers. Government is also the largest consumer of goods and services. It has to buy computers, furniture, and supplies for schools and government offices. To maintain the military, it has to buy uniforms, food, ships, aircraft, and weapons. Government buys most of its equipment directly from businesses or has equipment specially made. It also hires businesses to build aircraft, courthouses, schools, and roads. The government is involved in many activities that support business. The Small Business Administration, SBA, is a U.S. agency that encourages the development of small businesses. The SBA offers loans and advice to people who want to open small businesses. The U.S. government helps some businesses compete internationally by providing subsidies. So subsidies are monetary grants given to producers or consumers to encourage certain behaviors. They're usually given to firms that are considered to benefit the public. In the United States, agricultural and steel are 2 industries that have historically received subsidies. So how is government funded? Where is this money coming from? A tax is an amount of money people and businesses pay governments to help run the nation, state, county, city, or town. For some goods, such as gasoline, taxes are included in the purchase price. If you have a job, income taxes are deducted from your wages. Your income tax revenue helps pay for public goods and services and provide money for transfer payments. The purpose of taxes is to pay for public goods and services by spreading the cost among many people. However, some people may not receive direct benefits from all the taxes they pay. For instance, some people may never need to call a fire department. However, the fire department is important to everyone in a community. Some people may not have children, yet they pay taxes that benefit public education. Each level of government collects taxes for different kinds of services. For example, federal income tax pays for national highways and defense. State taxes pay for state police and motor vehicle departments. Local taxes pay for streets and parks. And all three levels of government pay for public education. The government provides many incentives to businesses and consumers. A tax incentive is a temporary reduction or elimination of a tax that is meant to encourage or discourage an activity. A tax break is a special tax benefit given to promote specific economic or social objectives. So tax deductions for mortgage interest and property tax expenses encourage home ownership. Governments also try to discourage certain behaviors. For example, taxes on cigarettes have increased dramatically. The reasoning is that some people may stop smoking if they decide it is too expensive to smoke. And lastly, governments allocate resources by deciding the best ways to spend tax revenues. They determine which projects are prioritized for funding. So for example, the government may decide to pay more for projects in rural areas than projects in urban ones. Such a decision can help the economies in rural areas. Government spending also affects the distribution of income. For example, people who receive transfer payments such as unemployment pay can see their income rise or fall if the government raises or lowers the amount of their payments. And that wraps up Chapter 11.